Hello everybody, welcome to Karmic Lines. Now this channel, I would like to reintroduce the logic, concepts and intent of ancient palmistry. Now there will be a series of videos that I will take you through step by step to its logical conclusion. Now in the last video, we concluded that karma is the logic behind ancient palmistry, which has been lost in antiquity or has been sidelined because the concept of karma or the word karma is shrouded in religious beliefs, which gives palmistry a religious or spiritual slant. Now, in this video, I will be exploring Buddha's teaching of karma or the law of cause and effect, which is non theistic. Perhaps the best known home of karma is in Buddhism. Buddha was a man who reached enlightenment while searching for the answers to a specific question. Okay? Where does suffering arise from? And when or how does it end? Okay? When he found the answers, he gained enlightenment. And after which he decided, out of compassion to humankind, to teach his insights before leaving this world. He was not only looking to create a religion, he never said he was God, or whenever or whatever he taught, he would say, "Do not take my words on faith and belief. You must experiment and experience it yourself." This is the way of science, and Buddha proved more than anything that karma or law of cause and effect is based on principles that have been scientifically proven today. Therefore, in today's world, Buddha's teaching can be seen in many ways. One, as the basis of Buddhism, which Buddha as a god, or two, the serious practitioners who seek enlightenment, or three, the intellectuals who can engage in many complicated terminologies and concepts found in Buddhism, or four, for those who believe that Buddha's teachings is a scientific way of looking at the nature of reality. The last point is how we are going to proceed from a scientific point of view. The theory of law of cause and effects and how it was explained by Buddha, I will go through in the next video. In this video, I will concentrate on its connections with science. The law of karma or cause and effect is based on principle where every action has consequences, which within itself is a scientific theory. The scientific understanding of the cause and effect, also known as causality, is a fundamental concept in science and philosophy. It describes a relationship where one event, the cause, is directly responsible for producing another event, the effect. The concept of causality is used in various scientific fields, which include physics, chemistry, biology, and social science. However, Buddha went on to explain that, in short, all suffering arises from the mind because it is rooted in ignorance or the not understanding of reality the way it really is. In short, the mind misinterprets reality. It is extremely difficult to understand that the reality as we know, it is not the reality that is. Although quantum theory has reached its maturity, understanding and acceptance recently, it was highly controversial theory earlier. Quantum theory was controversial in its early days due to its counterintuitive nature and departure from classical physics, particularly regarding the behavior of matter and energy at an atomic level. Key points of contention included the concept of wave particle duality, probabilistic interpretations, and the role of observer in measurement. Quantum mechanics has led to the development of many modern technologies, including lasers, transistors, medical imaging, and electron microscopes, which ongoing research into areas like quantum computing, quantum sensors, and quantum cryptography. Quantum theory, in simple terms, is a set of rules that describes how the universe works in the smallest possible scale, like atoms, and the particles within them. It explains things that classical physics, which governs everyday's object, can't, like why light acts like both a particle and a wave. The similarities of Buddha's teaching and quantum theory. 1. Emptiness, non self and wave particle duality. Now, according to Buddha's teachings, emptiness explains the lack of inherent independent existence in all phenomena. Emptiness means that all things lack a fixed independent essence of self nature. Now, example of emptiness. Let's take the rainbow. A beautiful rainbow appears in the sky, seemingly a solid independent object. However, when you try to find it, you realize it's not there in a fixed permanent sense. It's an appearance that arises due to specific causes and conditions like sunlight, water droplets, and observer's position. No self means that there is no permanent unchanging self. The Buddha taught that self is not a single unified entity, but rather a collective of five aggregates, which is form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. These aggregates are constantly changing and interacting, and there is no fixed underlying substance that can be called a self, not nothingness, just a lack of unchanging permanent self. For example, let's take someone named John. Which is the real John? The one at 30 or the one at 10? His aggregates of form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness would be constantly changing, which is the meaning of no fixed permanent self. In quantum theory, the wave particle duality of atoms, where they can behave as both wave and a particle, resonates with the Buddhist concept of emptiness and self. Both concepts suggest that reality is not as solid and fixed as it appears, and that things lack a permanent independent identity. 2. Interconnectedness and dependent origination with quantum entanglement. Now, Buddhism emphasizes dependent origination, where everything arises in relation to everything else, suggesting a deeper interconnectedness with the universe. In Buddhism, dependent origination is a core teaching that explains how all phenomena arise in dependence on other phenomena. For example, consider a seed. It doesn't sprout independently. It requires soil, water, sunlight, and other conditions to grow. Similarly, human beings are not self created, but arise from various causes and conditions, including karma from previous lives and the environment they are born into. Buddha's teaching on how interconnectedness, where all things are causally related and influence each other, aligns the quantum mechanics that reveal phenomena like quantum entanglement, where two parties become linked in a way that their lives are intertwined. Entanglement arises from the interactions between particles. This interaction creates a shared quantum state for the entangled particles. That interaction can be collusion, the emission of a particle, or any other process that allows the particle to exchange information and become correlated. Once two or more particles become linked in such a way, they share the same fate, no matter how far apart they are. This connection is not a physical link, but rather a correlation in their quantum states. When one particle is an entangled pair, in an entangled pair is measured, the state of the other particle is instantly known, even if they are separated by vast distances. 3. Mind and the role of observation and consciousness. Buddhism emphasizes the role of the mind in shaping our perceptions of reality, suggesting that our consciousness plays a crucial role in creating our experience. Quantum mechanics suggests that the act of observation can influence the state of a quantum system, leading to the concept of the observer effect. Quantum mechanics reveal the notion that fundamental entities exist in a state of superposition, a state where a system exists in multiple states or configuration simultaneously until it's observed. The act of measurement collapses the superposition into a definite state, similar to how Buddhist teaching suggests that our perception, the way in which something is regarded, understood, or interpreted by our mind, shape our reality. Both perspectives highlight the interconnectedness of observer and observed, blurring the lines between subjective and objective reality. Apart from quantum theory, Buddhism and mind science share a strong connection, particularly in their exploration of the nature of the mind and its potential for development. Buddhism offers a rich tradition of observing and studying the human mind, while modern mind science uses scientific methods to investigate the phenomena. The Mind and Life Institute is a prominent example of the dialogue between Buddhism and science, bringing together Buddhist scholars and scientists to explore the nature of consciousness and the mind. In conclusion, Buddha's teaching and insights align with many core concepts of modern day sciences like quantum theory and mind science. Buddha's law of cause and effect, therefore, is a scientific version of the ancient concept of karma. Not only that, Buddha's teaching can be seen and applied as a completely non theistic theory of karma.